Hey everyone, welcome back to Theonopolis. So in the last episode we finished constructing the assembly hall and started construction on the two stoas, which we will be finalizing in today's video along with something pretty big. So without further ado, I hope you like this episode of Theonopolis. So again, I welcome you to the 18th episode of Theonopolis. And to start things off, I'm basically finalizing the second stoa that we built in the last video. So if you're interested in the structure of this stoa, I recommend you watch that video, but it's not really necessary for today's video because we basically won't touch the structure of the building, but we will just be adding decorations and a bit of color, because that's what this building was really missing. So I tried to make murals, and then I realized that I'm awful at murals, and then I tried to find murals to put on billboards, and then I couldn't find anyone that were in this kind of blue color, because for some reason I wanted this building to be blue while the rest of the Agora is more in the orange range. Again, to set this building apart, because this building just, it's big, but it just disappeared into the rest for some reason. I also put shutters on the openings for the storage grounds or storage floor, because, well, it's better than looking at the bare walls at half of the building, and it wouldn't make sense for the openings to be open everywhere, but also it kind of defeats the purpose for the openings that are overhanging to all be closed, because then I could just have easily not put any openings in there. So a few of those that are overhanging are closed, but the majority aren't, so that you can still look inside. Also, for some reason I wanted to add statues of horses. Well, horses are a bit tied to Poseidon, so it makes sense to put it in like the Agora / harbor area. But yeah, for the rest I don't really know yet how to, because one side of this building really interacts with the coaster, but I don't know how to do that correctly. So because we won't see that for a long time, I'm kinda pushing that away from me for some time, because my squirrel brain can't handle it. Yeah, sometimes my squirrel brain doesn't help me, and it's just like, yeah, you're on your own. But for the second part of this video, I wanted to build a ride to kind of bridge the other two rides, because we have the ship ride and the octopus ride, but they're kind of far away from each other. So yeah, this ride really serves as a bridge. And first, well, let me say it first, this is the first time I really tried to build a round building, and I'm really proud of myself. I've played Planet Coaster for, I don't know even how long. I just thought whenever I saw a round building, just like, yeah, no. My squirrel brain won't allow that, and now that I'm getting more into custom buildings, custom uses of pieces and everything, now I'm just like, everything needs to be round. But for this ride, I really, because the Agora is like the official heart of the city, it's like the economic and, well, official heart of the city, as I said. I wanted to make it like the city archive at first, because of course a city brings a huge load of paperwork that needs to be stored somewhere. But do I need to explain myself? Like, my squirrel brain just went complete 180 on me, and just it went to become a bit too large to be an archive, so it became a library. And I really didn't think libraries in ancient Greece were that common, and they obviously weren't. Like, the big cities had them, but it was still like, I actually like looked up every building that was in the Athenian Agora, and there was actually a library, which I never knew. I really thought that the Greek Agora or the Athenian Agora is mainly just like stoas, maybe some official buildings, but not a library. The only library that I knew was like the Library of Sellers in Ephesus or Ephesus. I think it's the library in what's now Turkey, and of course the ancient wonder of the Library of Alexandria. Those were like the only libraries I knew, and then I realized, oh, Athens also had one. But like the library in, I'm just going to call it the Library of Sellers because I'm not going to try to pronounce that other name again. But that library is mostly like Roman, but like a Greek general or a governor built it, so there's like Greek influence on the Roman architecture. I also secretly think that Roman architecture is just like copying Greek architecture, so I kind of think we're in the clear here. But yeah, it's weird that the one building that I really thought was Greek is actually Roman. And then I really began to doubt like that the library in Athens was Greek, but yeah, it's still out on that if it's Greek or not. But again, Roman architecture is quite similar to Greek on most places, so I give it a pass. And I think the next few episodes will mainly be building this library, because I got really heavily inspired by it, and by now we're only going to build the front of the building in this video, because as I probably stated multiple times already, my squirrel brain went nuts. I made it way too large. I had to crop it in, and then I'm making it larger again, because by the state that it's now in, it's already larger than the assembly house. And then I thought like, let's go all the way, because there's no stopping this anymore. So this library was really inspired by the Library of Sellers in Ephesus. Saying that wrong again, Ephesus. Don't let me say that again. But it was heavily inspired by that, but like the portcullis, or I think you call it that, is actually from the Athenian library. I really wanted to like put like references to the Library of Alexandria, but God knows how that thing looked, because it got burnt to the ground. But because it's, again, this Agora is really closely tied to the harbor area, those mermaid statues actually make sense. Because mermaids are well, they can be closely tied to like nymphs, and yeah, the nymphs would decorate many buildings. Though I'm secretly hoping to like build some Greek statues of my own, but yeah, when I tried the mural, I was just like, yeah, I'm not going to try that today. But as I said, for the next few episodes, I will probably be building this library, and I'm already thinking of putting a coaster in it, actually. But yeah, this library is going to be that big that I can put a coaster inside of it. And you might spot like the similarities between the library in Ephesus and this library. Also, because like the middle part isn't done, it looks like a church. Like, it looks a bit closely to the Notre Dame in Paris, and that was not intended. That I literally looked back on the building and I was like, I built a church, why? How? But I still love the building. Like, it's very muted with its colorings. Like, there is that blue, but for the rest it's completely muted. So it might be an old building, or it might have been built with these muted colors, and that the blue just kept while the rest of the colors slowly faded. So it can be an old building, it can be a new building. Yeah, knowledge doesn't age. That's strangely philosophical. That's weird for me. But yeah, here I really didn't try with the murals. I will probably try the next video, but right now I was just like, no, let's just keep it blue, and I might find out something to use in the next video. But yeah, I really like how I wanted to build a small archive and it turned into a library that basically dominates the entire Agora. And yeah, I actually also used gold in like the, what do you call it, like the trims of the building. I forgot the name, and I think I've said that name 10,000 times, but I forgot it. But that's just to like state how wealthy this place is, because gold even today is still like a luxury item, and to have it in a building is even more grand, especially in ancient times when gold was even more rare. Again, it also shows how wealthy or how important this library is to the city, if it has literally gold in the walls. Also, you might see like the height of the building, and it will be increased in the next video, so don't worry about that. But anyway, the video is coming to a close. I hope you liked the video. If you do, please smash that subscribe button and put on notifications if you want to be notified whenever I post a new video. And yeah, hope I see you in the next video, and bye bye.